Hilary here for Waterlogged on behalf of saltwateraquarium.com. In this video, I'm going to tell you about some of the cleaning tools that I recommend you keep on hand, as well as tell you about some of my favorites. So let's get started. The first thing comes first is seeing in your tank. If your glass is covered in algae or there's fingerprints on it, you can't see inside to enjoy your fish and coral. So that's the first area we're going to look at. Now, when it comes to the inside of your tank, you have several different options to keeping things clean, but my personal favorite is the magnets. Now, I've got a magnet on all of my tanks, and the magnets that you're gonna get for your tank will vary depending on the tank that you have. If you have a smaller tank, you're not gonna need one of the stronger magnets, versus if you have one of the thicker, larger tanks, you're gonna need a little bit more of a heavy duty magnet. So make sure that the one you're getting is correct for the size tank that you have. Another thing to consider when purchasing a magnet is making sure you're getting one that's for either glass or acrylic, depending on what you have. Now, there are magnets out there that will work for both, but not all of them do, and that's just something that you should keep in mind when you're purchasing them. Now, one thing I really love about magnets is that you don't have to put your hand in the tank to clean. They work great, and it's kind of fun. People come over and they enjoy helping you to clean the tank. They're really easy to use. Now, some of the magnets actually have places where you can attach blades on them that will help you get rid of some of that harder calcareous algae, as well as helping you get at the substrate line. Now, something to be cautious of if you are using a magnet to clean around your substrate, some of the substrates are actually magnetic, so you want to make sure if you are cleaning down there, pull that magnet away just a little bit every now and then to make sure you don't have any bits of shell or substrate stuck between the magnet and your surface. Otherwise, you might be scratching up your glass or your acrylic, something awful. I've seen it happen and it sucks to fix. All right, the next category of cleaning tools for the glass or your acrylic is going to be an extendable tool with interchangeable attachments on the end. So these will vary in length of them that you can get, but they have either acrylic or metal blades that you can put on the end. Sometimes you can even find more attachments than that, but they work great for all sizes of tanks. It's really good, especially those metal blades, to get off that hard to clean algae off of your glass. Now, next tool for cleaning the glass is a algae scrubber pad. Now, I don't see these all that often, but they do work really, really great. Now, one of the drawbacks on these guys is you actually have to have your hand in the tank to use them, which is why I would urge you to steer clear of using them on some of your larger systems. You don't want to have your elbow all the way in the water trying to get things clean, but they do work really great if you have some of those nano and those smaller pico tanks. All right, that takes care of the inside of the tank, but what about the outside? First off, please, please, please do not ever use any household cleaning products on or near your tank. That is just a recipe for disaster. But that's okay. You have products that are available to keep the outside of your tank clean, like this one by Fritz. Now, if you have run out or you don't have any of this, something else that you can use to keep the outside of your tank clean is plain old RODI water. You can use it to clean and it's not going to cause any streaking. I like to pair that with a microfiber cloth and put that on top of my magnet sometimes and clean the inside while I'm cleaning the outside. But just like with those magnets, if you have a microfiber cloth, those can pick up some rough, hard particles, so you want to make sure that that rag is clean before you use it. Okay, moving on to our next type of cleaning tool, and that is going to be a tong. Now, I use mine on a regular basis to feed some of my larger species in my tank, like my giant hermit crab, but if you have a lot of decorations in your tank, or if you have any loose frags, these are great to use to put those back in place without having to stick your hands in the tank. Now, if you have a nano tank or if you have a pico or one of those smaller tanks, you don't need a 2-foot long pair of tongs for your tank. So I would recommend getting something like the Vivid Creative Aquatics. They have these plastic tongs that are in all sorts of fun colors, and something else cool about them is if you accidentally drop them, they'll float instead of dragging along and scratching up your corals. So make sure you look and get the one that is best suited for you and your tanks. And if you've got multiple tanks, I'd recommend getting one for each tank. Okay, moving on to our next category, and that is the gravel. So your gravel and your substrate or your sand is going to be a place that holds a lot of waste, and you want to make sure that you're getting that out. And for that, my favorite tool is going to be a siphon. Now, you can get siphons that are extendable, that can attach to different hoses that are multiple feet long, but I honestly prefer one of the shorter ones. Now, one thing that is a must, in my opinion, is one of the bulbs on there that can help you get those started. All right, now my last category when it comes to making sure that you keep your tank clean is for the sump. Now, this is another Vivid Creative aquatic product, and it is a vacuum cleaner attachment for your pumps. Now, if you've spent time looking in your sump, you've probably seen that in areas of low flow, you've got detritus buildup. And that is where this vacuum cleaner attachment comes in. So you are able just to put that in your sump and remove that detritus super easily and help to keep your tank clean and those nutrients and waste out. All right, those are all of the cleaning tools that I love and use on a regular basis, but I'm curious, what are some of your favorites? Leave a comment below and let me know. This has been Hilary for Waterlogged on behalf of saltwateraquarium.com. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time.